Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday leading into the Labor Day holiday weekend here in the United States. I hope everybody has some wonderful plans, can spend time with family and friends, and really enjoy the long weekend that we have coming here. And it fits perfectly and is exactly why I selected the topic that we're talking about today. And that's creating a balanced work life system. And what I really want to talk about in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, and they are my tried and true ways that I maintain a balance in life. But I do want to really focus on the fact balance does not mean everything in equal parts. And balance does not mean that everything is always identically in the same percentage and how you might allocate your time. We all have busy seasons in life. So, right now, a lot of families are dealing with restructuring their days to kids going back to school and what that might look like. And you might be changing meal times, you might be adjusting carpool dates and times, and those types of things. So, it really is creating a system with the season you are currently in that's going to work for you. So, first and foremost, I want to talk about prioritizing your time. You want to identify those high impact tasks. You want to focus on those tasks that are going to align with key goals you have personally, professionally, and in the personal sector, do include spiritual and family life. And those that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck and provide the biggest value to you and your loved ones. It's really important that you prioritize. Don't be afraid, and I'm going to reiterate this again later, to say no. It is okay to say no. And no is a complete sentence. You have no obligation to give any explanation. But when we're prioritizing our time, you might want to consider the 80-20 rule, otherwise known as the Pareto principle for those out there that really like their principal names. This is where you want to identify the 20% of the tasks that yield 80% of your results. Those things that might take a little more of your time, but they truly bring you 80% of the key goal you're trying to achieve. In business, you really want to focus on those things that are going to give you the biggest yield. You want to be focusing on income producing activities within your business. We all have the back office activities and they do take time, but you can automate a lot of those systems. You can outsource a lot of those systems. You want to focus on the things that are going to give you the biggest yield. Now, I really want to emphasize daily planning and as best as possible, sticking to that plan. Now, we all have what we call emergencies. And I really want you to think about what a true emergency is. Is something coming into your day unplanned something that truly needs to be dealt with today and truly needs to be dealt with on this time? If not, put it on your to-do list. You can deal with it later. Now, some of us have activities in our daily life. I have travelers. Sometimes their travel gets interrupted by plane delays and plane cancellations. Those are activities that can officially interrupt my day and are dealt with. But other activities, just because a client calls and leaves me a message saying they want to make a payment, doesn't mean I need to act on that activity immediately. I can, as I go back to my emails, respond, update their invoice, and get the information from them that will authorize me to make that payment on their behalf and handle it. But it doesn't need done at that exact moment. Prioritize your day. Biggest chunk of your time when you function best in your day. We all have our ebbs and flows of our activities and our drive to do things. I'm a morning person. I get up before most people are up. It is still dark outside, and I shower and get going. I drink my coffee. I read through my daily task list, and I focus on those activities when I have the best brain power. And those are those activities I don't want interrupted by any ringing phone, and nobody's going to call me at 7 a.m. So plan your day. Plan your day either first thing in the morning, but I'm going to actually encourage you plan your day the night before as you are leaving your work. Now, the next thing is really setting boundaries. And we all break our own boundaries from time to time, but I really want you to focus on defining clear work hours. Establish when your workday begins and when your workday ends, and communicate that to your clients, your team, your family. And stick to that unless you have something that truly is an emergency and cannot be dealt with. We all have further activities that we could stay and work the rest of the night, but the reality is it will be there tomorrow, and it probably isn't going to impact us dramatically if we don't do it today. Now, designate your workspace. This is harder for some. I know a lot of people that I know and love have smaller homes. I was a victim of a smaller home, not necessarily a victim. It's a love-hate relationship. It allowed me to really focus on making anything in the house very meaningful and having a purpose. But designate a separate work area if you are working out of your home. If you can have a door that will close, use the door that will close. And it allows you to mentally stick between work and personal. When I walk out of my dedicated office at the end of the day, I know my workday is done. I've already said it. Say no. Learn to respectfully decline additional tasks and additional projects that interrupt the balance you have built. This does not mean you always get to tell your boss if you are working for someone else. No. This does not mean you get to tell fellow team members in your business. No. But recognize you do not always have to say yes. And saying no is indeed a full sentence. No explanation is necessary. Utilize time management tools. Please, please, please go back, look at the information I have posted about calendar blocking. Use calendar blocks to dedicate to certain times and activities. This will allow you mentally to focus on that task at hand and not be torn between different things. Turn off notifications on your cell phone if you can. Most of us aren't doctors. We're not going to be called for major emergencies most days. Turn off that notification. Turn off email notifications on your desktop. The little mail icon is very tempting to so many people to say, "Oh, I just got a new mail." No. Set time blocks for when you are going to deal with your email. Use apps like Asana and Trello and other ways, task to-do lists, to track the work that needs to happen, track progress, and most importantly, set deadlines. There is a task you have on your list that you are hating to do. You're probably going to try and procrastinate that as much as you possibly can. As a dedicated go-getter, I have them. Set a deadline, get it on the calendar, block some time to get it done, and knock it out. You will feel so much better for getting it done. Automating those repetitive tasks. If there is something you do all the time and regularly that you can automate, do it. Free up the time for the higher priority activities we talked about at the very beginning. Now, the next one really is not at all about accomplishing work, but it's really about taking care of ourselves. Incorporate breaks and downtime into your day. I now, not always at noon, because of different meetings that are on the calendar, but I planned that day the day before. I now step away from my desk for 30 minutes midday, sometime midday, to take lunch and to eat lunch away from my computer. And 99% of the time, unless it's a travel day where one of my clients is flying, I leave my cell phone at my desk and I walk away and take a break. Take breaks. Take 10 minutes, step outside, take your dog for a walk, do whatever it is to step away from that desk. But scheduled breaks throughout your workday are really going to allow you to recharge and maintain focus. Make sure you have downtime. Always build into your schedule some sort of downtime for yourself. If you are a runner and running gives you power and running gives you mental clarity, fit it in. Whatever it is. The most successful people in business fit exercise, nutrition, doctor's appointments, family time into their calendars. If they can do it and they're running multi-billion-dollar organizations, you can absolutely do this. If you need ideas, please schedule a call with me. I am the keeper of processes and tools to help you find some free time. Digital detox, folks. I'm sitting here talking to you on a camera, but guess what? There needs to be time away from the camera. There needs to be time away from the television and the tablet and the cell phone. Stop looking at a screen all the time. Build in time to step away from your technology, step outside, enjoy nature, step outside with your dog, whatever it might be for you. And last but not least, my favorite, be okay with delegation. Be okay with outsourcing. Not every activity on your to-do list needs to be done by you. And this is both personal and professional. You can hire a housekeeper to help clean your home. You can hire someone to help prepare your meals. There are lots of things you can do on your personal to-do list that will help you find time and downtime in your day. Delegate in your business. There are people that want to help you. Allow them to help you. Just because they do it a little differently, if it doesn't impact the quality, it's okay. And guess what? You will be thankful to have those extra pieces of time in your calendar. Now, word of caution, choose the right people. Delegate to those you know and trust. If you're just bringing someone into your business, I don't want to say don't delegate anything, because you do. You need to start delegating, but give simpler tasks, and more complex tasks will come. This will allow you and that person to build trust with one another, and that's super important when you're delegating. And remember, as you're delegating and outsourcing, keep those open communication lines. Make sure you're talking and setting clear instructions and expectations of due dates and how you want something done and what is expected as the outcome in the work they're doing. All of these things have set me up to have a successful career as a project manager for over 20 years. It now empowers me to help empower other small business owners to take control of their life, take control of their calendar, and really watch as everything else soars. Have a great day.